Welcome to another, like I like to call them, in-depth tropical weather of the Indian Atlantic. So right now we have 97L, 60% chance of this forming marked by the National Hurricane Center. We have it as a 70% chance, but we're about the same here, 70-60. We're just a little bit more confident, but this is what we do have going on right now. It's expected to pretty much move straight up north in the next couple of days before taking a turn a little bit to the right. But conditions are becoming a little bit unfavorable by Sunday night. So if it is going to form after Bermuda, it is going to be way too unfavorable to form. And right now, the best conditions were all the way down there. It's already starting to become a little bit less favorable. But right now, winds of 30 knots with this system should pop up on your screen. Yep, 30 knots. Looking a lot less organized, I guess you can say, from yesterday. Convection has really died down in the last couple of hours or days, which is a little bit interesting. But as I was saying, those conditions are becoming a lot less favorable. We might see a new center maybe reforming, which is maybe the reason why it is looking a little bit like this right now. But as you can see, it is starting to really, for some reason, it's kind of like, it's interesting right now. Because look what it looks like. It's like this big blob. And not gonna lie, I did think it was a little bit better yesterday than right now. But I don't really know right now. It's just not, I don't know. It's looking alright, I guess. But most models right now, 1, 2, 3, that's 4 out of 5, 4 out of 6 models bringing it to tropical storm status. If I was to, right now make a prediction, I would probably go with the UK XI because right now it's not looking really good. And as you can see, conditions are said to become unfavorable for tropical development in the next 36 to 48 hours. And as you can see, two of the models bring into tropical storm status in the next 12 hours. But if we do look here, let's say in the next 36 hours, conditions become unfavorable. That means we would have a very weak tropical depression around 39 mile per hour, 40 mile per hour. So we're gonna have to see. But it does say it is pretty likely it will form. If we do go look at that, see it is a little bit. It has completely disconnected from this big band, I guess you could say, but it has become a little bit more long, I guess. And then we do have this little blow up in convection here, also near Florida. Look at Mike's weather page right now. This is what we're looking at, this thing, and then we do have that one next to it, which is pretty good as well. We'll see if it ends forming or not. But we're gonna have to hear some of the models right now. So we'll see if anything ends up forming or not. But it could definitely. If we do look at the shear map right now, though, where it's located, it still has pretty good conditions. That's where it's located right now. But soon it's gonna get into this a little bit heavier wind shear, I guess you could say. So we're just gonna have to see if it'll still be able to maintain itself in terms of let's see here. Sea surface temperatures, it's not too bad, but we're gonna have to see if it ends up forming or not. Other than that, not too much track. Pretty much, I guess it's straight north. If we go to satellite imagery and we take a look at the mantle floater here, we also have this. So we're gonna have to see if this ends up forming or not because it's looking pretty good as well. This is exactly like where Invest 97L was earlier yesterday, and this also looks really good. So we're gonna have to see. Is it me or does it have a center of circulation? Let's look here. I feel like it could have a center of circulation. Does it have a low level circulation? Not really. No, kinda. It's not. No, it doesn't really have a circulation with that system. But we're still gonna have to monitor it. It does look like it's made that little what kind of like crystal ball did, where we'd have this center of circulation and just some clouds around it. So maybe, just maybe, but looks a little bit unlikely at this point. Let's look at the first models right now, GFS still like nope. It still really isn't picking up on it. But it does have one system in the 6 hours forming two systems, forming way north, a little bit northern of that. But we're gonna have to see if any of them form at this point. But if we do look here, it's not showing anything formed from that particular system. It does have that low right here, as you can see, right around here. But we're gonna have to see if it ends up forming. Look at the CMC. GFS just isn't picking up on it. CMC is showing that system. 3 low pressure systems. This one isn't anything. I'm just gonna cross it out. That one I had it at 10%, but that's nothing either. So we're really looking out for that one. 1,009 millibars according to CMC. Do we go 1,009, 1,010, 1,011, 1,010? So it looks like it would peak in around. It looks like it could peak like right now at this point. So if it is going to form 1,008, the best it's going to be able to do. Icon also has it. Not as strong, doesn't really show it at all. But it does also have it. Lots of models also have that system off the coast right here. So if we do go back, that system off the coast, let's look at the satellite imagery for that system's potentially off the coast, Atlantic wide. Okay, so what they're showing, what all the models are showing would be this up there. So we're gonna have to see if that could end up forming or not. They're just showing that thing. So it's pretty active, like this entire area. We have one low pressure right here, one right here, one right here, one right here. It's a lot of systems that could potentially form. So we're gonna have to see. But looking back at the Foreskin models right now, let's look at the European model for that system. Most models aren't really showing it right now. Not too sure why, really, but they are, but they're just not really picking up on it that much. European model just really isn't. It does show it become a tropical storm. It looks like in the next 48 hours. GFS does it show anything tropical? Okay, GFS does show something becoming tropical. So in like 36 hours. That's interesting. 36 hours. Icon does Icon show anything tropical? No, Icon only keeps it as a tropical depression. On the CMC. CMC shows it become a tropical depression. Okay, CMC only keeps it as a tropical depression as well. So we're gonna have to see. Let's go back to the GFS right now and look for any further systems down the line. Because right now, it could really form, but we're just gonna have to see if it ends up forming or not. Right now, it does look like on the radar in the future, not too much is expected to form in July. Maybe a system coming off. Lots of models have been showing that potential system coming off right here and then moving north. So we're gonna have to track that one in the near future for some potential development for Faye. Other than that, really not too much is going to be going on. It looks like it's going to be staying very quiet, pretty quiet in this July. Probably 1 or 2 systems will form, and then that will be it. So we're going to have to see how that does end up happening or not. But that's probably going to be your tropical weather update. 97L forms. We're going to go to the blue really quick because sometimes it does have some of the latest information. So we're just gonna look at it real quick before I do end up this video. Let's see, Frederick, I can't see for miles and miles. So it's just showing this 72 hours ago. That's what it looked like. I know that. Okay, so not too much there. It's still from yesterday, so he hasn't posting anything really new from that. So we're just gonna have to see how it ends up developing. Sorry. But right now, it looks like it could very well be forming into a tropical depression, very likely. Well, very and not very likely. Most models aren't really picking up on it, as I was saying. But when we look at the satellite imagery, it doesn't look too bad. It looks like potentially this system could reform its center north of the old one. I mean, I'm not sure if that's gonna happen or not. As you can see right now, it kind of looks like this, and maybe it is trying to reform north of that. I mean, because look, if we look at the last couple of hours, it looks like the old center, the old one, which has like right here, has died off, and now you do see that new one start to form north of that. So we're gonna have to see again if that how like that does end up forming out, but not too much out to say.